waiting for Willow Yan for 3 whole years. What I got back was her slightly bulging lower belly. It felt like a resounding slap right across my face, stinging all over. The bustling noise of the airport seemed to fall silent. I stared at her belly. My throat felt blocked by a lump of red-hot coal. Whose child is this? Willow Yan took off her sunglasses. That face I had longed for day and night now was etched with impatience and devoid of any affection. Alex, we're not kids anymore. What's the point of asking these questions? Let's part on good terms. There's 5 million yuan on this card. Consider it compensation from me to you. She shoved a bank card into my hand. The gesture was like tossing alms to a beggar. I laughed until my chest shook. 3 years. Over 1,000 days and nights of waiting and yearning. In exchange for just 5 million yuan and a peaceful breakup. She couldn't even be bothered to make up a lie to brush me off. Glances came from all around, some subtle, some not, some with sympathy, others just watching the show. I gripped that cold card tightly. My fingertips turned white from the force. Willow Yan, do you really think 5 million can settle everything between us? She furrowed her beautiful brows, as if she'd heard some joke. What else, then Alex? Don't be too greedy. These 3 years I've been striving abroad, while you lived comfortably back home. This money is enough for you to start a new life. Her words were like a sharp knife, vicious and precise, stabbing right into my deepest pain. For her, I gave up my direct admission to graduate school, gave up better job opportunities, maintained our little nest, waiting for her to return successful. And she strived abroad to produce a child. I looked at her. This woman I once loved to the bone, now felt so strange and ridiculous. Fine. Excellent. I took that card right in front of her, and threw it into the nearby trash bin. Willow Yan's face changed immediately. Alex, what do you mean by that? Nothing at all. I turned and walked away. Each step felt like walking on knife blades. From now on, we go our separate ways. Behind me came her angry shouts. I didn't look back to the house once filled with laughter, now as cold as a grave. I spent the whole night, smoking 2 packs of cigarettes, burying everything from the past 3 years, along with my sincere feelings. The next day, I put on my most presentable suit, and stepped into the headquarters of Thriving Empire Corporation. Thriving Empire Corporation, the biggest archrival of Willow Yan's family. Also, the existence she had cursed through gritted teeth more than once in front of me. She said Lucas Zheng, the CEO of Thriving Empire, was a devil who devoured people without spitting out the bones. The sworn enemy of their Yan family. Then let me become the sharpest blade for this devil. I stood in Lucas Zheng's office. Outside the massive floor-to-ceiling window was the cityscape high above the clouds. This legendary business tycoon was younger than I imagined. A perfectly tailored black suit, an aura so powerful it was suffocating. He leaned back in his spacious executive chair, his slender fingers holding a stack of documents. It was my resume, a seemingly ordinary resume with nothing special. 3 years blank, only a short stint as an employee at a small, insignificant company. Alex, he spoke, his voice deep and magnetic. What makes you think Thriving Empire would hire you? I didn't answer his question. Instead, I looked straight into his eyes, calmly saying, Mr. Lucas, I know you're bidding for the Southern City land recently, but your opponent, Yan Corporation, has already obtained your bottom price. Lucas Zheng's movements paused. He slowly lifted his head. In those deep eyes, a sharp glint flashed. How do you know? Because the daughter of Yan Corporation's chairman, Willow Yan, is my ex-girlfriend. When I uttered those words, my heart still throbbed with pain, but my expression remained unchanged. She just returned yesterday, and told me herself, of course, that was a lie. With Willow Yan's arrogant personality, how could she share trade secrets with me, the useless guy in her eyes? But I had bet right. I bet Lucas Zheng's hatred for the Yan family, and my own bone-deep hatred for Willow Yan, could resonate somehow. I bet he needed someone who knew the Yan family inside out, and harbored a deep-seated grudge against them. Lucas Zheng was silent for a long time. In the office, only the faint hum of the air conditioner remained. He was like a lion observing its prey, every cell exuding danger. What's the price? Finally, he spoke. I quoted a number based on Yan Corporation's past situations, style, and analysis of Willow Yan's father, Leonard Yan's personality, calculated to be as close to the truth as possible. Lucas Zheng's pupils contracted slightly, barely noticeable. He didn't say if I was right, nor if I was wrong. He just stood up, walked to me, Patted my shoulder. Come to work tomorrow. Your position is my special assistant. I don't care what methods you use. I want Yan Corporation to suffer a crushing defeat in the Southern City project. Salary is up to you. When I stepped out of Thriving Empire Corporation's building, the sunlight was dazzling. I looked up at the sky briefly, then made a phone call. On the other end was my college best friend, a top private investigator. Help me check someone. All of Willow Yan's experiences abroad these 3 years, as detailed as possible, including who she contacted, especially men. Hung up. I hailed a taxi driver to Cloud Peak Estate. That was the villa Willow Yan insisted on buying before returning. She said it symbolized status. I once thought it would be our future home. Now, I want to personally snatch it from her hands. Willow Yan, the humiliation you brought me, I'll return tenfold. The game has just begun. I didn't go directly to the developer, but through some underground channels, contacted the vice president in charge of sales at Cloud Peak Estate. The meeting place was a private club, secluded environment. The vice president, surnamed Wang, a middle-aged man who looked sharp and capable, he sized me up. With some doubt, Mr. Ye, you say you have a way to double our property value. I poured him a cup of tea. Unhurriedly, Mr. Wang, what's the biggest selling point of Cloud Peak Estate? Location and quality. What else? Mr. Wang smiled. Of course, our positioning as the most elite upper class. Exactly. I nodded. But this circle isn't solid enough yet. What if Lucas Zheng, CEO of Thriving Empire Corporation, moves in here too? Mr. Wang's hand trembled. Tea spilled out. He jerked his head up to look at me. His face shocked. Mr. Ye, you're not joking, are you? Someone like Mr. Lucas, how could he would. I interrupted him because I'll be living here. I'm his newly appointed special assistant. To add credibility, I took out my phone and played a recording. It was from earlier in Lucas Zheng's office. I secretly recorded it, the part where he appointed me as special assistant. Mr. Wang's breathing quickened. He knew very well, if Lucas Zheng really moved in, Cloud Peak Estate's prices would absolutely skyrocket like a rocket. This would be a huge achievement for him personally. Mr. Yi, what do you need me to do? He immediately became respectful. Very simple. The top duplex that Willow Yan has her eye on. I want it. Price is no issue, but I require this to be kept secret until the final contract signing moment. I don't want any unnecessary trouble. I deliberately emphasized the tone on trouble. Mr. Wang is smart. He immediately understood. Rest assured, Mr. Yi, I'll handle it perfectly. On Miss Yan's side, I'll use other excuses to delay. Keep her occupied. The matter went smoother than I imagined. Leaving the club, my phone rang. It was Willow Yan. I looked at that familiar name, hesitated for a few seconds, still answered. Alex. What do you mean? Throwing away my card. Are you trying to play hard to get with me? On the other end was her usual haughty tone. I'm telling you it's useless. This time I came back to cut ties completely with you. I'll give you 1 day. Come to the cafe downstairs from my dad's company to find me. We'll talk it out clearly. Don't force me to use other ways to invite you. She hung up right after. Listening to the beeps, I just found it amusing. She's still so self-righteous, thinking I'm still the Alex who obeyed her every word. Submissive. Want to see me? Fine. Then let her see who I am now. I won't go to the cafe. I want somewhere else. To give her a massive surprise, the next day I officially reported to Thriving Empire Corporation. Lucas Zheng gave me an independent office right next to his. The Southern City land bidding opens at 10 a.m. tomorrow. What's your idea for the Yan side? He got straight to the point. Turn their plan against them. I handed him the plan I pulled an all-nighter on. Leonard Yan thinks he has our cards. During the bidding, he'll bite and not let go. We just need to abandon the bid at the last moment. Lucas Zheng looked at the plan thoughtfully. Abandon that land. We've prepared for half a year. The gain and loss of one piece of land, compared to breaking Yan Corporation's capital chain. Which is lighter, which is heavier? Mr. Lucas knows better than me. I pointed to a data model on the plan. I've analyzed Yan's financial reports from the past 5 years. They used too high financial leverage for expansion. Once they take the Southern City land at a price exceeding budget, in the short term, a huge capital gap will definitely appear. By then, we just need to tamper a bit with their key cooperation projects, and we can make them doomed forever. Lucas Zheng's eyes lit up. He looked at me, as if discovering an uncut gem. Well played. Turning their plan against them. He folded the plan. Do as you say. I entrust this matter fully to you. All company resources at your disposal. With Lucas Zhang's authorization, I immediately started acting. I contacted a few friends with some influence in finance, asked them to coordinate with me, prepare after Yan gets the land, immediately short their stocks. At the same time, release negative news about their tight capital chain. An invisible net had quietly been cast, while Willow Yan and her family were completely unaware. 9:30 a.m. I received a call from Mr. Wang. Mr. Yi. Miss Yan has arrived at the sales office. Looks like she's preparing to sign the contract. Very good, I instructed, follow the plan. I adjusted my tie, stepped into Lucas Zhang's office. Mr. Lucas, the good show is about to start. Interested in coming to watch? Lucas Zhang raised an eyebrow, showing a hint of interest. Where? Cloud Peak Estate. Alex and Lucas Zhang arrived at Cloud Peak Estate's sales room. Willow Yan was sitting in the VIP reception room, elegantly, holding a cup of coffee. Next to her was her mother, a well-maintained lady. At this moment, with a smug face, listening to the sales director introduce that high-end duplex. This house is the king of kings in our buildings. Superb view. Decor materials are all world-class. Willow Yan was obviously very satisfied. She interrupted the sales director, directly took a card from her bag. Stop the nonsense. Swipe the card for full payment. That arrogance, as if buying not a billion yuan luxury villa, but an ordinary outfit. Her mother smiled even wider. Our little Yan has good taste. This house suits your status. Right as the sales director was about to take the card, Mr. Wang led me in, pushing the door. Sorry, Miss Yan, this house has been bought. Mr. Wang's voice wasn't loud, but it exploded like thunder in the reception room. The smiles on Willow Yan and her mother's faces immediately froze. What did you say? Willow Yan's voice suddenly rose high. Bought? How is that possible? I paid the deposit yesterday. We'll refund the deposit double. Mr. Wang, with a formulaic smile, subtly stepped aside to let me come forward. Willow Yan's gaze finally landed on me. When she saw me clearly, she was stunned. Her expression from shock to disbelief finally turned to extreme anger and humiliation. Alex, why is it you? Her mother also recognized me, immediately, like stepping on a cat's tail, jumping up. This useless guy, why is he here? Who let you in? Security. Throw this penniless bum out for me. Her shrill screams made outsiders peek in curiously. I ignored her ranting, just calmly looked at Willow Yan. Miss Yan, long time no see. I really like this house, so I bought it. My tone flat, as if recounting a trivial matter not worth mentioning, falling into Willow Yan's ears. It was no different from the cruelest humiliation. You bought it, she, as if hearing the world's biggest joke. What did you buy it with? Where did you get the money? Alex, don't go crazy here. Forgot to tell you. I took out a business card from my pocket, gently placed it on the table in front of her. I'm now the special assistant to the CEO of Thriving Empire Corporation. On the card, the black words, Thriving Empire Corporation. The gold embossed line, special assistant to CEO Alex Knight, like needles, piercing viciously into Willow Yan's eyes. She stared at that card, her body uncontrollably trembling. Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. She jerked her head up to look at me, her eyes filled with mad suspicion. How could someone like you get into Thriving Empire? You must be lying to me. At that moment, steady footsteps came from behind me. Lucas Zhang slowly walked in. He just casually stood there. His powerful aura dropped the reception room's temperature by several degrees. He didn't even glance at the two Yan women, but walked straight to my side. Naturally placed his hand on my shoulder. Little Alex, procedures done yet? I have a meeting. That intimate little Alex made Willow Yan's face turn pale as paper in an instant. Her mother was even more scared, speechless, trembling, looking at Lucas Zhang, the man they described as a devil. Mr. Lu, Mr. Lucas. Lucas Zhang then turned his gaze to them, that gaze indifferent, like looking at two ants. Mrs. Yan, Miss Yan, how have you been? Heard you also had your eye on this house. Too bad my person was one step ahead. His words, no different from stomping hard on Willow Yan's already pale face. Willow Yan's body swayed, almost unable to stand. She looked at me, then at Lucas Zhang, her eyes filled with humiliation, unwillingness, rage, and a trace of fear. Even she hadn't noticed. She couldn't figure out why in just one day, the man she casually discarded, who could be sent away with 5 million, transformed into the closest person to her family's sworn enemy. This huge gap and sense of loss of control drove her almost mad. Alex, why are you doing this? She finally squeezed out a sentence, her voice trembling. I smiled. Why? Miss Yan, didn't you say we'd part on good terms? I'm just using my way to make peace with you a bit. I leaned close to her ear, using a voice only we could hear, softly said, don't rush, this is just the beginning. After saying that, I looked at her, turned and said to Mr. Wang the remaining procedures. Please handle quickly. Then Lucas Jung and I, under the murderous gazes of the two Yan women, swaggered away, leaving the salesroom. Lucas Jung suddenly spoke. How does it feel? Not bad, I said honestly. Seeing Willow Yan's lost soul appearance gave me a kind of twisted pleasure. Lucas Jung chuckled softly. Looks like I didn't choose the wrong person. The Southern City bidding conference is about to start. He looked at his watch. Let's go to watch the second good show. When we arrived at the bidding conference site, it was already full inside. I glanced and saw the Yan Corporation representative, Willow Yan's father, Leonard Yan. He sat in the front row, radiant face, looking like victory was assured. Seeing Lucas Jung and me enter together, he just gave a disdainful glance, his eyes full of contempt. Obviously, he didn't know yet about what happened at Cloud Peak Estate. He and Lucas Jung exchanged a glance full of gunpowder, then ignored each other. The bidding started quickly. Starting price 8 billion. Several companies probed with a few bids. The price quickly pushed to 9 billion. Then, Leonard Yan made his move, 10 billion. He raised his sign, his voice resounding, filled with must-win momentum. The whole room gasped, directly raising 1 billion. This undoubtedly declared to everyone, Yan Corporation is determined to get this land. Lucas Jung looked at me. I nodded slightly to him. So Thriving Empire Corporation's representative raised 10.1 billion. The increase wasn't large, but the attitude was clear to entangle with him. Leonard Yan sneered. Raised again 11 billion. Thriving Empire 1 billion. 12 billion. 12.1 billion. The price rocketed up. Leonard Yan's forehead started sweating, but he glanced at his confidant beside him, who had planned ahead. Glanced at us. The ruthlessness in his eyes grew heavier. He believed we were bluffing, believed the bottom price we held was fake. He thought as long as he exceeded our so-called bottom price, we would give up. When the price was pushed to 15 billion, the conference hall was dead silent. Everyone knew this had become a life and death duel between Thriving Empire and Yan. This price far exceeded the land's intrinsic value. Leonard Yan's face was somewhat pale, but he still gritted his teeth and raised the sign, 15.1 billion. He stared at Lucas Jung, his eyes full of provocation. Lucas Jung's expression unchanged. He just lightly raised his hand. The representative beside him put down the number sign, abandoned the whole room silent for 3 seconds, then erupted in discussion. The host hammered down 15.1 billion deal. Congratulations to Yan Corporation. Leonard Yan was stunned. The vice president beside him also stunned. They won. Just like that one. A huge sense of unreality enveloped them. Leonard Yan instinctively looked at us, and found Lucas Jung and me, both wearing faint smiles. That smile, like looking at prey fallen into a trap. His heart thumped. A bad premonition arose, and I took out my phone. Sent 3 messages. Start shorting Yan. Release the news. A financial war targeting Yan Corporation officially began. Leonard Yan, you'll soon know. Today, with 15.1 billion you bought not a piece of land, but a bomb enough to blow Yan to pieces. The moment the bidding conference ended, Yan Corporation's stocks, like a kite with cut string, began plummeting madly. Almost at the same time, on major financial media and social networks, flooded with negative news about Yan Corporation. Breaking news. Yan Corporation spends 15.1 billion to seize Southern City Land. King Capital Chain has risk of breaking. Insider reveals Yan Corporation embezzled funds from multiple projects for bidding, owing payments to many suppliers. Expert analysis. Yan's high-leverage expansion model buried huge, hidden danger. Southern City project fears becoming the last straw that breaks the camel's back. Panic spread like a virus among stock investors. Sell off crazy. Sell off in just 1 hour. Yan Corporation's stock price directly halved. Market value evaporated nearly 10 billion. When Leonard Yan left the bidding hall, still immersed in victory joy, until he received the call. From the company's CFO, that voice sobbing with cries, "Mr. Yan, it's over, our stocks crashed." Leonard Yan's phone clattered to the ground. He panicked, picked it up, opened the stock app. When he saw the curve, almost vertical, downward green line, his vision darkened, almost fainting on the spot. How could this be? How could this be? He muttered, face ashen. He couldn't figure out why the market reaction was so intense, so fast, as if a huge invisible hand was precisely manipulating everything behind. He jerked his head up, looked at Lucas Zheng's car driving away. A terrifying thought formed in his mind. It's a trap. This was a trap from start to finish. Thriving Empire Corporation's goal from the beginning was not that land, but his Yan Corporation. Realizing this, Leonard Yan's blood surged. He spat a mouthful of blood. Lucas Zheng. Alex, he let out a beast-like growl. That sound filled with endless regret and venom. And at this moment, I was sitting in the back seat of Lucas Zheng's Rolls-Royce, watching real-time stock market data dance on the tablet. Expression calm. All this was within my expectations. Lucas Zheng poured me a glass of red wine. Well done. He raised his glass, first step very successful. I clinked glasses with him, drained the wine in one gulp. The spicy liquid slid down my throat, but couldn't suppress the surging hatred in my heart. This is not enough, far from enough. What I want is the complete collapse of the Yan family. Willow Yan kneeling before me, paying the most miserable price for what she did. My phone rang again. This time, an unknown number. I answered. From inside came Willow Yan's shrill screams. Alex, it's you who did it. Is it you or not? You and Lucas Zheng teamed up to scheme against our family. Right? I held the phone away a bit, waited for her to finish yelling, then casually said, Miss Yan, what are you talking about? I don't understand. Don't pretend with me. Willow Yan's voice distorted with rage. The house at Cloud Peak Estate, now the company matter. Alex, what exactly do you want? What's the benefit to you in doing this? Benefit? I chuckled softly. Seeing your family like this now, panicked and afraid, like ants on a hot pan, that's the biggest benefit. Willow Yan's breathing hitched on the other end. She probably never thought the man who once pampered her in every way would say such cold, ruthless words. Alex, do you have to be so heartless? Between us, good or bad? Shut up. I roughly interrupted her. Between us, it's long settled. When you came back with that belly, holding 5 million to chase me away, it was settled. Willow Yan, I warn you, don't bother me again. Or next time, it won't be just evaporating 10 billion in market value. After saying that, I hung up directly, blocked her number. Lucas Zheng looked at me, his eyes with a trace of probing. You seem to hate her a lot. Yes. I didn't deny. As the child in her belly, yours? He suddenly asked a question that caught me off guard. My heart pounded hard. This question, like a needle, piercing into the dusty dark corner of my heart. I was silent. Lucas Zheng didn't press. He just shook his head, as if self-mocking, heroes hard to pass the beauty pass. The ancients were right. But I'll remind you, women, especially the type like Willow Yan, to achieve their goals, will say any lie. Don't let your hatred be clouded by unnecessary emotions. I understood his meaning. He feared I'd be affected by old feelings for Willow Yan, or because of that child, and impact our plan. Mr. Lucas, rest assured. I looked at him word by word, saying, I hope more than anyone for the Yan family to collapse. As for that child, it has nothing to do with me. Back at the company, I immediately dove into the next plan. Yan Corporation's stock plunge was only the first step. Next, I want to drain their cash flow. I told a few friends in finance I contacted earlier to start contacting suppliers owed payments by Yan. The condition I offered was simple. Thriving Empire can pay all debts on behalf of Yan, even add 10%. But the prerequisite is, they must immediately terminate all cooperation with Yan and sue to freeze Yan's assets. This, for those suppliers, already full of grievances, was undoubtedly heaven-sent good news. They almost without hesitation agreed to my terms. Suddenly, Yan Corporation headquarters was surrounded by suppliers demanding payments and canceling contracts. Packed tight, court summons, like snowflakes flying into Leonard Yan's office. Company accounts one after another, frozen. Yan Corporation, which could barely operate, instantly paralyzed. Leonard Yan was battered, calling everywhere, begging for loans, but met walls everywhere. Business is like battlefield. When the wall falls, everyone pushes. No one willing at this time to provide any help to a sinking ship. In just 3 short days, the once glorious Yan Corporation was teetering on the brink, on the verge of bankruptcy, and I received the call from that private investigator friend. Little Alex found out about Willow Yan's life abroad, more dramatic than you imagined. My friend's voice carried a trace of sympathy. She didn't study at all. In her first year abroad, she hooked up with a rich second-gen named Jason. This Jason is the son of a local mafia boss. The child in her belly is his. But 3 months ago, Jason got his legs broken in a gang fight. Still in the hospital now. Their family business heavily affected. Can't even carry their own shell. So Willow Yan was kicked back. My friend sent a few photos. In the photos, Willow Yan and a blonde blue-eyed man, intimate gestures, smiling brilliantly. Background: various luxurious parties, yachts, private jets when with me. She never had such ostentatious smiles. So, the so-called studying abroad was just a joke. The so-called striving for dreams was just falling into another man's arms. I looked at the photos. The last bit of warmth left in my heart completely turned to cold ashes. I saved the photos, then sent to Willow Yan, without any words. I believe she'll understand when she sees. Sure enough, less than a minute, an unknown number called. I didn't answer. The other side persistently called again and again. I got annoyed, simply turned off the phone. This woman no longer deserves me wasting any emotions. But what I didn't expect was, the next day, she dared to storm directly into Thriving Empire to find me. She caused a scene in the lobby, pointing and calling my name, wanting to see me. Security and reception couldn't stop her. Had to call my office. I frowned. Said into the phone, "Let her come up, I want to see." At this point, what tricks she still wants to play. When Willow Yan burst into my office, she looked like she was crazy. Hair disheveled, makeup smudged, no longer the refined, arrogant self of before, only eyes full of madness and resentment. "Alex." She slammed the phone on my desk. On the screen was the photo I sent her. "You investigated me." I leaned back leisurely, looking at her. "Can't I?" She was provoked by my nonchalant attitude, trembling with rage. "Why do you have to do this? Why be so ruthless? What did our family ever do wrong to you? What did you do wrong to me?" I like hearing some huge joke. Couldn't help laughing out loud. "Willow Yan, you came back with another man's seed in your belly, holding 5 million. Like chasing away a beggar to get rid of me. Now you ask what your family did wrong to me. I'll tell you. Whether you wronged me or not doesn't matter anymore. What's important is you made me uncomfortable. So I have to make you uncomfortable too." My voice was light, but each word like an ice pick, piercing into Willow Yan's heart. She staggered back 2 steps, looking at me in disbelief. "Just for this? Just because I don't love you anymore? Chose someone else? You want to destroy our whole family? You don't deserve to say love." I coldly interrupted her. "The person you love has always been only yourself. You think I don't know? You were with me before. Just because I had good grades, could tutor you, help you review, so you could pass the college entrance exam smoothly. After graduation, you saw me honest and obedient, a safe harbor you could rely on, to go out and strive. Willow Yan, you never loved me. You were just using me." These words I once buried deep in my heart, thought I'd never say in this lifetime, but now saying them to her face felt incredibly refreshing. Willow Yan's face turned pale instantly. She opened her mouth, but couldn't refute a word, because what I said was the truth. Her silence was the best proof. Seeing her like this, the hatred in my heart didn't lessen much. I stood up, walked step by step to her. "What? Nothing left to say? Or are you going to tell me the child in your belly is actually mine?" I just casually mocked. Unexpectedly, Willow Yan's eyes lit up after hearing this. As if grasping the last life-saving straw, she snapped her head up to look at me. Her eyes even squeezed out a few tears. "Alex," she grabbed my arm. Her voice choked. "Yes. The baby is yours. It's our child. I lied to you. I had nothing with that Jason. Those photos are fake. They edited them. The reason I said that, the reason I gave you money was because of my mom. She forced me. She criticized your background as bad. Always disagreed with us being together. This time I came back to elope with you." She cried and complained, acting so sincerely, as if she was the victim suffering all grievances. If I hadn't already had solid evidence, if I hadn't already seen through her nature, I almost believed it. I looked at her, this woman full of lies, even now, still wanting to exploit my last bit of feelings. I just felt nauseous. I forcefully shook off her hand, my voice not loud, but full of undeniable coldness. Willow Yan was stunned. She didn't expect my reaction. Alex, you don't believe me. She cried even harder. What I said is true. The baby really is yours. If you don't believe, we can do a paternity test. Fine, I nodded. Then let's do it, right now. My decisiveness made Willow Yan a bit flustered, perhaps thinking I'd refuse, hesitate, then she could continue her performance. Now yes, now I picked up my coat. I want to see how you turn a blonde blue-eyed child into mine via test. This sentence, like a bucket of ice water, splashed straight on Willow Yan's head. All her acts, all her lies, in this moment became a lame, powerless joke. Her face went from white to green, then from green to red, quite a spectacle. Alex, you. She pointed at me, angry, speechless. What about me? I pressed close to her, looking down from above. Nothing left to say. Can't make up anymore. Willow Yan, put away your pitiful act. I feel nauseous seeing it. You came to find me today. Isn't it because Yan is about to collapse? Your dad sent you to beg me, right? Go back. Tell Leonard Yan. Don't waste effort. The game, once started, has no reason to stop midway. Either he dies, or I perish. My words completely shattered Willow Yan's last psychological defense. She collapsed limply to the ground, eyes empty, muttering to herself, it's over, all over. I ignored her, turned to call security to drag her out. At that moment, my office door was forcefully pushed open from outside. Lucas Jung walked in. He glanced at Willow Yan sprawled on the floor, then at me, slightly frowned. What's this? Before I could speak, Willow Yan, as if seeing a savior, crawled and rolled to Lucas Zheng's feet. She hugged his legs, crying and begging, Mr. Lucas. Mr. Lucas. I beg you, please spare our family. It's all Alex's fault. It's him, he to revenge me, incited you to deal with our Yan family. He's a madman, a pervert. Don't let him use you. Her words froze the office air. I looked at her, eyes cold. This woman to escape, even wanted to push all blame on me, even at the cost of provoking my relationship with Lucas Zheng. Truly incorrigible to death. Lucas Zheng lowered his head, looked at the disheveled woman at his feet, no expression on his face. He said nothing, just lifted his foot, gently kicked Willow Yan aside. The action not strong, but highly humiliating. Then he walked to my side, in front of Willow Yan, did something unimaginable to all. He reached out to straighten my slightly messy collar. Gentle movement, don't get angry over this type. Not worth it. His voice not loud, but clearly reached Willow Yan's ears. Willow Yan was completely dazed. She looked at us, eyes full of horror and incomprehensible fear. She didn't understand why Lucas Zheng protected me like this. Seeing her ghost-seeing expression, a wicked thought suddenly arose in me. I naturally leaned against Lucas Zheng, gave Willow Yan a bright smile. Miss Yan, now you understand. The relationship between Mr. Lucas and me is perhaps more intimate than you imagine. This sentence was the last straw breaking the camel. Willow Yan's eyes widened. She looked at us, lips trembling. Finally her eyes rolled, and she actually fainted directly. When Willow Yan was dragged away by security, like a dead fish, Lucas Zheng didn't even glance at her, just turned back to his office, casually threw me a line, come in. I followed him and closed the door. Sit, he pointed to the opposite sofa. I sat down, watched him take a bottle of whiskey from the cabinet, poured 2 glasses. He pushed one to me. Thanks, just now I spoke. I knew he did that to help me completely cut off Willow Yan's hope, and also declare my position to the outside. Lucas Zheng swirled the amber liquid in the glass, not looking at me. I'm not helping you, he said lightly. I'm helping myself. A subordinate muddled by personal grudges has no value to me. What I need is a sharp knife, not something that could chip and blunt anytime because of a woman. I was silent. His words very frank, very realistic. Between us is cooperation, mutual utilization, nothing to do with sentiment. Aren't you curious about what she said? I changed the topic. Curious about what? Curious if you came to me for revenge on her. Lucas Zheng sneered. Alex, you think I'm born yesterday? Your little thoughts. I saw through at first glance. Why I use you, not because of your hatred, but because of your ability. Pointing to my head. What's in here is why you qualify to sit here. Drink this glass with me. As for your purpose, revenge or profit, doesn't matter. As long as you can help me topple the Yan family, I don't care about the rest. His frankness surprised me a bit, also completely reassured me. Dealing with smart people is indeed less worry. Yan is now an arrow at the end of its flight. What's your next step? I asked. What I want isn't its bankruptcy, but for it to bear the surname Zheng. In Lucas Zheng's eyes flashed a glint full of ambition. I want Leonard Yan to hand the company he built himself with both hands to me. I understand. Compared to simple bankruptcy liquidation, complete acquisition is the cruelest revenge. This equates to, on Leonard Yan's spiritual level, sentencing him to death. I need you to negotiate with Leonard Yan. Lucas Zheng looked at me. I want you to tell him personally. His only way to live is to sell the company to me. This task for you must be very interesting, right? He laughed, like an audience about to enjoy a spectacular play. Interesting, more than interesting. This is tailor-made for me. The perfect revenge stage. Let me negotiate with Leonard Yan. Let him kneel before me. The one he once despised most, this penniless kid begging for mercy. Nothing more ironic than this. I'm very willing. I raised the glass and drank it in one gulp. That afternoon, I, in the capacity as thriving empire representative, sent Leonard Yan a meeting invitation. The place is the city's top revolving restaurant. There I once only dared to see in magazines. Willow Yan once pointed to that restaurant, telling me, "Little Alex, wait for me back. We'll go there to celebrate." My treat now. I finally came. Only it's to pronounce death sentence on their family. When I arrived, Leonard Yan was already there. In just a few short days, this once spirited business magnate seemed to age 10 years. Temples white, face haggard, eyes full of bloodshot and fatigue. Seeing me, the hatred in his eyes almost spewed fire. "Alex, you ungrateful wolf. What did our Yan family ever do wrong to you, that you harm us like this?" he roared as soon as he opened mouth, making surrounding guests glance over. I ignored, just sat down myself, poured myself a glass of water. "Mr. Yan, mind your status. You're begging me now." The words, like a cold bucket, extinguished half his anger, panting, glaring at me, but ultimately didn't dare erupt. He knew very well his purpose here today. "Speak. What does Lucas Zheng want by sending you?" He slumped down, voice hoarse. "Very simple." I pushed a stack of documents to him. "Share transfer agreement." Mr. Lucas said, "He can invest, solve all current debt problems of Yan, so your Yan family won't end up homeless on the streets, but the prerequisite is, you must transfer the shares you hold, 51% of Yan Corporation shares, irrevocably to him." Leonard Yan's pupils contracted. He picked up that agreement, hand trembling like autumn leaves. "Irrevocable transfer. He's robbing." He roared again. "You can choose not to accept." I leaned back leisurely, saying, "Then Yan can only bankrupt and liquidate, then not to mention the company, the house you're living in, the car you're driving. Afraid all have to be taken to pay debts. Your daughter, your wife, will have to move from rich area to slums. Right, forgot to tell you. Your daughter got involved with that mafia guy abroad. Seems not given up on her yet. If without the Yan family protection shell, guess what they'll do?" Each of my words like a sledgehammer, smashing hard into Leonard Yan's heart. His face, from angry to struggling, finally turned to ashes. He knew what I said was true. He had no other choice. Lucas Zheng had set for Heim. He couldn't refuse at all. Why choose you to come?" He, like a deflated ball, slumped in the chair, muttering to himself, "Because Mr. Lucas feels me sending you on your last journey will make your impression deeper." I smiled, saying, "Mr. Yan, take your time thinking. I have plenty of time." I looked at the brilliant night view outside the window, mood more relaxed than ever. Leonard Yan was silent for a long time. So long, I thought he'd flip the table and leave. But finally, he just picked up the pen, signed his name on that agreement. That moment, he seemed drained of all vitality. An era ended. I put away the agreement, stood up to leave Alex. Leonard Yan suddenly called me back. I turned. "The child in my daughter's belly. Is it really yours?" He looked at me, eyes complex. I was stunned a bit. Didn't expect at this point he still cared about this issue, or he was for Willow Yan, seeking some last flip hope. I looked at his aged face, suddenly felt a bit ridiculous. "What do you think?" I didn't answer directly, but left an ambiguous reply, then turned and left. "I want them forever living in doubt and regret. This is the cruelest punishment for them." However, right when I stepped out of the restaurant, thinking everything was about to settle, my phone received an encrypted message from that investigator friend. The message very short, just one sentence: "Be careful. Willow Yan went to the hospital. Obstetrics. She scheduled an abortion. Seeing the word abortion, my heart uncontrollably pounded hard. An indescribable emotion instantly overtook me. But that child, though I told myself repeatedly, that child has nothing to do with me. It's evidence of Willow Yan's betrayal, symbol of her depravity. But thinking of a little life about to form, about to be crushed because of adult grudges, I still felt suffocated. I hate Willow Yan, hate the Yan family, but the child is innocent. This thought just emerged. I myself was shocked. When did I become so saintly? I shook my head hard, wanting to throw this ridiculous thought out. If Willow Yan wants to abort her child, what does it have to do with me? That's her and that guy Jason's business. Why should I care? I even should feel happy. She kills her own flesh and blood with her own hands. Isn't this also a kind of retribution for her? But my feet like rooted, nailed in place, unable to move half a step. Lucas Zheng's words, Leonard Yan's last question, and Willow Yan's tear-streaked face flashed in my mind, one after another. The baby is yours. It's our child. We can do a paternity test. The child in my daughter's belly. Is it really yours? What if that woman Willow Yan is crazy enough to use this way to revenge me? What if what she said about Jason before was all to provoke me? And that child really is? No, impossible. The time doesn't match. The last time I saw her was the night before she went abroad. It's been full 3 years now, and her belly looks only about 7 or 8 months. I quickly calmed down, started analyzing why Willow Yan wants abortion. She was abandoned by Jason, hard dead, doesn't want to keep this bastard. Second, the Yan family collapsed. She can't afford to raise this child. Third, also the most likely, she's putting on a show for me. She knows I had someone investigate her. She also knows I received the news of her abortion. She's betting that I still have a trace of reluctance for that child. Bet I'll be forced by her to show up. Then what? Then she can continue harassing me, use the child as hostage to make me spare the Yan family, or scam a large sum from me. Well played. Advance by retreat. Burn boats. This woman, indeed, can't change her calculating nature even in death. Figuring this out, the last fluctuation in my heart also dissipated. I sneered, put away the phone, started the car to the hospital. I just won't go. Not only won't I go, I want to let her know her little tricks are how ridiculous in my eyes. I drove straight back to Thriving Empire. Lucas Zheng was still in the office, seeming to wait for me to finish. Seeing the agreement in my hand, slightly raised eyebrow. I handed the agreement to him. He tossed it aside without looking, then looked at me with interest. Your face doesn't look good, is it? I went to the liquor cabinet, poured myself a large whiskey, drank in one breath. The burning liquor scorched my esophagus, making my mind even clearer. Nothing. Just feel this play isn't spectacular enough. Lucas Zheng, interested. How else do you want to play? I want Yan to disappear from this city immediately. I looked at him, saying word by word. I don't want acquisition. I just want bankruptcy, liquidation. Everyone get lost. Lucas Zheng was stunned. He didn't expect me, the planner, to overturn my own plan. Why? He frowned. Acquiring Yan maximizes benefits for us. Now you want bankruptcy. All our prior investments, wouldn't they go down the drain? Money can be earned back. I looked at him, eyes with a trace of madness. But some disgusting things must be eradicated completely. Uproot. Can't give any chance for embers to reignite. Lucas Zheng silently looked at me, seeming to evaluate the truth in my words and my current mental state. A few seconds later, he suddenly smiled. Interesting. Fine, I'll go crazy with you once. He picked up the phone, called the company's legal department. Stop the Yan acquisition. Immediately start bankruptcy liquidation process. I want them tomorrow morning to receive the court's bankruptcy notice. Hum up. He looked at me satisfied. Now thanks, Mr. Lucas. No need to thank. He waved. I just don't want my knife to be blunted by other things. Go do what you want. I give you half day off. I stepped out of Lucas Zheng's office, feeling full of power. I didn't go home, didn't go anywhere. I just sat in the car, parked downstairs. Thriving Empire, quietly waiting. I'm waiting for Willow Yan's call. I believe she'll call soon, when she finds her self-harm ploy. Got not my softening, but fiercer revenge. What expression will she have? I'm really looking forward. Sure enough, less than an hour, an unknown number called. I put on speaker. On the other end came angry, shrill screams, even with a trace of horror from Willow Yan. Alex, you're mad. You actually want the company bankrupt. You're not human. You're a devil. I said nothing. just quietly listened. I'm already at the hospital. I'm really about to abort the baby. Don't you care even about your own flesh and blood's life? She screamed madly. Own flesh. Finally, I spoke, voice calm to scary. Willow Yan, do you think everyone is stupid like you? Keep your little tricks to fool ghosts. Abort if you want. What does it have to do with me? Even if you die on the operating table, I won't shed a tear. Right, forgot to tell you something. I paused, using extremely cruel tone. Said word by word, Jason, that mafia boyfriend of yours, was thrown out the hospital window yesterday, died on the spot. Guess who did it? On the other end, instantly fell into deadly silence. I could even hear her breathing become heavy, from fear. Yes, it's me. I decisively admitted, of course. I didn't kill him. Lucas Zheng used some special connections to help me handle this trouble, but now, I don't mind taking the credit. I want her to fear, to make her despair. Willow Yan, I told you early not to bother me again. Now you're free. You can go down to accompany your Jason. After saying, I hung up. I believe from this moment, this woman won't have the guts to appear before me again. However, the development again exceeded my expectations. The next day I received a police call. Willow Yan is missing, and I, because of yesterday's threatening call, became the prime suspect. I sat in the interrogation room, the incandescent light overhead dazzling, police opposite, one older, one younger, interrogating per procedure. Mr. Ye, we confirm again, from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. yesterday, where were you? Thriving Empire, my office. Any witness? Lucas Zheng, my boss. The young police noted in book. The older one stared sharply at me. We investigated at Sao Ba p.m. yesterday. You and the missing Willow Yan had a call. We have the call content. You admitted killing her lover, and threatened to kill her herself. I admit I said those words. I calmly replied, but that was just angry talk. Doesn't constitute evidence. Angry, the older police sneered. Mr. Yi, you know just based on these words, we can detain you 48 hours. Of course I know. I leaned back unafraid, looking straight at him. But I also know. You have no evidence proving I'm related to Willow Yan's disappearance. On the contrary, I have reason to suspect this is a self-directed play by Willow Yan. The older police interested. Let's hear. Very simple. She hates me, wants to revenge me, but no other way. So used disappearance to frame me, want to ruin my reputation, even get me in legal trouble. A woman at the end of her road, doing this crazy act isn't very normal. My analysis reasonable. The two police exchanged looks, both a bit swayed. At that moment, the interrogation room door pushed open. Lucas Zheng led his lawyer team in. He just lightly glanced at the two police. Powerful aura changed the room atmosphere. My client has right to remain silent. The lead golden lawyer directly handed a stack of documents. Without solid evidence, you have no right to continue detaining him. Besides, about the overseas murder you mentioned, we've contacted local police, confirmed it's intergang settlement, unrelated to my client. As for the threats in the call, believe any man betrayed in emotional agitation could say similar words. This legally doesn't constitute any actual threat. The lawyer's words, clear, logical, tight, no loopholes, directly blocked the police, cut off all possible questioning paths. The older police's face a bit ugly, but he knew the other said truth. Before new evidence appears, they indeed can't do anything to me. Half an hour later, I walked out of the police station. Lucas Zheng's car parked right at the door. Get in. I sat in the car. He handed me a bottle of water. You okay? Fine. I shook head. Thanks, I said already. I'm helping myself. He started the car. What do you think of Willow Yan's disappearance? Qin Mui. Percent her own trick. I unscrewed the cap, took a sip. % chance something really happened. What chance? Kidnapped. I said my guess. Leonard Yan, though bankrupt, skinny camel bigger than horse. There will always be desperate people, want to squeeze last value from him. And Willow Yan is the best card. Lucas Zheng silent. He obviously thought of this too. If so, then this becomes interesting. He suddenly smiled. Who do you think the kidnappers will call? My heart skipped. Leonard Yan is now an empty shell, can't squeeze any oil. And me, special assistant to thriving empire chairman. Lucas Zheng's confidant, just personally toppled Yan. Everyone knows I hate the Yan family, but everyone also knows Willow Yan was once my woman, in her belly carrying a child that might be mine. If the kidnappers are smart enough, who will they call? The answer obvious. Looks like your trouble isn't over. Lucas Zhang glanced at me gloating. My phone at this moment rang very untimely. An unknown encrypted number. Lucas Zhang and I looked at each other. Both saw gravity in the other's eyes. I pressed answer. Opened speaker. From the phone came a hoarse, ugly voice through voice change. Is this Alex? Your woman is in my hands. Want her alive? Prepare 50 million cash. Old bills non-consecutive. Remember, no police, or wait, to collect her corpse. And the child in her belly, said and hung up. The car fell into deadly silence. Lucas Zhang looked at me, eyes pondering. The 10% chance became reality. What do you plan now? Prepare 50 million to really rescue her. I said nothing, just gripped the phone. Rescue her. Why should I rescue her? This woman brought me endless humiliation and pain. I wish she died immediately, but that child, in my mind, again, appeared the image of that innocent little life. If I see death and not save, then what's the difference from me killing it myself? This lifetime, I'd live in constant torment. Damn, I punched hard on the car door, making a dull sound. This lifetime I've never liked now. Hated my own soft-heartedness so much. Lucas Zhang saw my struggling appearance. Suddenly laughed. Alex, you're still too green. You think going can save her? Kidnappers get money. The probability of killing hostage is 10%. You going is throwing life away and gifting extra money. His words, like ice bucket, made me instantly calm. Right. How did I forget the most basic? With inhumane, kidnappers can't talk. Credibility. Then what to do? I looked at him for the first time, felt at wit's end. Lucas Zhang didn't answer me, but asked back, what kind of people do you think for mere 50 million dare kidnap the Yan family, miss? I was stunned a bit, started thinking fast. People daring this, either desperate gamblers, or people who know the Yan family well, or know about me. They know the Yan situation, know my relationship with Willow Yan, so dared to make this precise extortion call. A name suddenly jumped in my mind. Jason. No. Jason is dead. Then is it Jason's family, that black leopard? They think I killed Jason, so kidnapped Willow Yan to revenge me. This logic completely makes sense. I told Lucas Zhang my guess. He nodded after listening. Possible. If it's them, then this can't be solved with 50 million. They want your life. My heart sank to bottom. Then what now? Wait. Lucas Zhang said one word. Wait. Yes, wait. He started the car, turned around. Kidnappers are more anxious than you. They want money or your life. Before you appear, they won't easily kill the hostage. What we need now is find them. Leave this to me. In Lucas Zhang's eyes flashed a ruthless glint. Dare touch my people on my turf. They're tired of living. I looked at him. A warm current rose in my heart, though I know he does this more to protect his own face. But at this moment, he's the only one I can rely on. However, the direction again deviated from our track. That evening, I received the second message from kidnappers. A video. In the video, Willow Yan tied to a chair, mouth stuffed with rag, face full of tears, looking extremely miserable. But this not the point. The point is beside Willow Yan, tied another person, someone I never dreamed of, my mother. Seeing my mother's terrified, pale face in the video, my whole body blood instantly froze. Phone slipped from my hand, fell to ground, screen shattered. Mom, I growled like a beast, eyes instantly red. How dare they? How dare they touch my family? An unprecedented violence and killing intent surged madly from my heart depths, almost swallowing my reason. Lucas Zhang, also shocked by this twist, he picked up phone, watched video, face became extremely ugly. They investigated your family. These guys prepared more than I imagined. Calm down. He gripped my shoulders, trembling with rage, shook me hard. Now not time for you to go crazy. Your mom's still in their hands. His words, like a sledgehammer, smashed hard on my head, made me recover a trace of reason. I can't panic. If I panic, my mom really in danger. I deep breathed, forced myself calm. The kidnapper's call came soon. Still that hoarse voice. But this time, his tone full of cat toying mouse mockery. Alex, surprised. Now the stake doubled. 50 million cash. You have 12 hours. Prepare. Tomorrow noon Muay Thai. I'll tell you trade location. Remember, I want you alone. If I see a second person's shadow, or you dare play tricks, I'll let you watch your mom and your woman cut to pieces. How? Phone hung. Car silent as death. 50 million cash. 12 hours. This almost impossible task. They're not for money. Lucas Zhang hit the nail. They're forcing you to dead end. What they want is you alone with money. Walk into their trap. I of course know, but do I have choice? That's my mom. My only family in this world. Not to mention Mochum Million. Even wanting my life I have to go. Mr. Lucas, this time you can't help me. I looked at him. Voice hoarse but unusually firm. Money I'll figure myself. Tomorrow I'll go alone. Mad Lucas Zhang growled low. You going is to die. Then I still have to go. I pushed car door, stepped down. Alex Lucas Zhang called behind. I didn't turn. Just waved if I don't return. Thriving empire leave to you. Back to the empty villa at Cloud Peak Estate. First time I felt so lonely and helpless. Mochum Million cash I fundamentally can't get. All my assets combined only tens of millions. I started madly calling. Borrowing from all I know. Those business partners who once flattered me. Upon hearing borrow money, immediately found all excuses to refuse. Human warmth and coldness. Worldly ways shown vividly now. Just when I almost despaired, my investigator friend called. Little Alex, hold on. Money I'll think of way. I mortgaged house and car. Gathered over $20 million. Will transfer to you now. I held phone, eyes hot. Thanks brother. Don't say these useless words. Listen to me. I found the kidnapper's clue. His voice low and urgent. They're not Jason's family. What I stunned. Jason's clan. In the gang purge completely lost power. Fundamentally, no ability to come to China revenge. Kidnapping your mom and Willow Yan as others. I found before Willow Yan returned abroad, Jason had very close relation with another person. This person extremely mysterious. Deep background. I only found his name K. Moreover, the key point. Yan Corporation's financial report has problem. What problem? My heart tightened. Leonard Yan before company bankruptcy, through an overseas secret account, transferred a large sum. Amount at least over $9 million. In other words, Leonard Yan fundamentally not truly bankrupt. He was just acting. My friend's words like lightning tore the fog in my mind. A crazy guess. Almost impossible formed in my heart. Yan bankruptcy is fake. Kidnapping is fake. Willow Yan missing is fake. Everything is a trap. A trap by father-daughter Leonard Yan and Willow Yan, teamed up set for me. A seamless trap. They first used bankruptcy to paralyze me, make me think they had dead end then. Willow Yan used abortion and missing to attract my attention, make me fall into police investigation trouble finally. They kidnapped my mom, used my only weakness to force me. Their purpose not money, but my life. They want use this to revenge me, for destroying all of theirs. Really vicious cruel plan. I only felt a chill, from souls rushing to head. I always thought, I was the hunter controlling everything. In the end, I was the prey stepping into the trap. Little Alex. Little Alex. Are you listening? Other end came my friend's worried call. I'm listening, I came back. Voice trembling with extreme rage. Where is Leonard Yan now? He? Destination unknown. Sure enough, the old fox ran. Now staying to deal with me. Only Willow Yan and her mysterious accomplice. I got it. I hung up. The last hesitation in eyes turned to cold killing intent. Since you want to play, I'll play with you to the end. I called Lucas Zhang. Mr. Lucas, I need your help with something. I want to know. In the whole city, locations of all abandoned factories and warehouses, docks. Immediately. Lucas Zhang's efficiency high. Less than half hour. A detailed city map sent to my phone. Marked over 10 red points. All abandoned structures fitting conditions. Kidnappers' hideouts. Range too large. Time left less than 10 hours. I can't check one by one. Must find more accurate clue. I forced myself calm. Rearrange all details of the matter. Why kidnappers choose cash? Because cash hard to trace. Why choose old non-consecutive bills? To increase difficulty when I gather money. Consume my time and energy. Why choose noon trade? Because then sun harshest. People easiest tired and negligent. All details point to one purpose. Delay time. Create chaos. Make me disorder myself. Then alone step into their set trap. And that trap must be a place they most familiar. Easiest control. Also hardest to discover. Familiar. A thought like lightning flashed in my head. Yan Corporation. What did Yan Corporation do before rising? Logistics and warehousing. In the East City dock area, Yan had a huge warehouse. Later, due to city planning, that area abandoned. Warehouse also idled. Leonard Yan and Willow Yan surely know that place like back of hand. That's their home field. I immediately found that location on map. Warehouse by Dock Ba East City, that's it. Determined location. Remaining problem, how to rescue. Me going alone, surely death report police. Kidnappers have my mom and Willow Yan. I dare not risk. Only way is find a force stronger than kidnappers. More ruleless than them. I thought of Lucas Zhang again. I told him all my guesses and plan. Other end he silent long Alex. You sure want to do this? His voice never so serious. Once use my people, the matter's nature will change. Then even if rescue people, you may face bigger trouble. I have no other choice. I looked at night outside window, eyes resolute. I only need my mom safe. Other things I don't care. Fine Lucas Zheng, no more chant. My people in 10 minutes at your building downstairs. Remember all actions follow my command. No rushing in alone. Hung up I rummaged deepest closet corner for a box. In the box, a cold black military knife. The thing I once swore, this lifetime never touch again. The knife I used when mercenary abroad. Lucas Zhang, sorry. This time I can't listen to you. I must personally end all this. 10 minutes later, 2 black commercial vehicles quietly stopped downstairs. Cloud Peak Estate. From vehicles stepped over 10 burly black-clothed men, each expressionless, exuding killing aura. The leader, a man with face scar. He came to me, slightly bowed. Mr. Ye. Mr. Lucas said we follow your command. No need call Mr. Ye. I tucked the military knife behind belt. Call me Alex. I'll get in. Target warehouse by East Dock. We go pick up people. The convoy like ghosts through night. My heart also as destination nearer. Beat faster. Tension rage. And a trace of bloodthirsty excitement. This feeling long time no have. Willow Yan Leonard Yan you 1,000 times shouldn't touch my family. You awakened a beast that even I fear. Soon we arrived. It was an abandoned warehouse, huge and rust-spotted. In night like a lurking monster, exuding ominous breath. Inside dim lights. Scarface took night vision goggles. Observed a bit. Inside 4 people. 2 at door. 2 inside. Hostages probably deep inside. Act per plan. I lowered voice. You handle parameter. Create chaos. I go in rescue. Mr. Yi, this too dangerous. Mr. Lucas instructed. Execute order. I interrupted him. Eyes cold. Scarface intimidated by my aura. Dared not say more. Nodded. All prepare action. Per my order. The black-clothed men like hunting leopards quietly approached warehouse sides. And I swaggered in from front door. I need attract their attention. Create opportunity for my people. I'm here. My voice in empty warehouse rang especially clear. The 2 kidnappers inside, obviously, didn't expect me appear so early, and alone. They stunned a moment, then raised guns aiming at me. Stop. Where's the money? A masked one shouted. Money I didn't bring. I spread arms, stepped toward them. I brought something else to exchange with you. What? Your lives. Moment words ended. I moved my body like a drawn bow. Instantly sprang. The 2 kidnappers hadn't reacted. I already rushed before them. Cold blade. Under light drew 2 beautiful arcs. Thud thud 2 sounds. Blood spurted. The 2 kidnappers clutched throats unbelieving. Stared at me. Then fell straight down. Handled them. I didn't stop. Rushed deep into warehouse. There. I saw my mom tied to pillar. And Willow Yan. And standing beside them a man. He no mask. Tall build. Blonde hair. Face with sick smile. In hand a gun. Muzzle pointing straight at my mom's head. It's him, the man in the photo, Jason. He not dead. My pupils contracted sharply. Very surprised, right? Jason saw me. Smiled even happier. You think your boss really killed me? I just faked death to escape. Then came to China find you. Find my Yan. He reached to caress Willow Yan's cheek. Gentle action. Eyes full of possession. Willow Yan trembled all over. Looked at me, with eyes full of fear and plea. Alex, save me. Shut up. Jason slapped her hard. Then pointed gun at me. Alex, game over. Now kneel. Then stuff this gun in your mouth. He threw a handgun to my feet. I looked at him. Looked behind him. My mother, trembling with fear, slowly bent down. Just as I about to pick the gun. Outside warehouse suddenly several screams. Jason's face changed. What's that? Now's the time. I snapped, head up. Wrist shook. A throwing knife from sleeve shot like lightning. Target not Jason. But behind him, the rusted chain hanging junk, when throwing knife precisely cut the chain. Boom boom, pile of scrap iron and heavy wood crates, like downpour, crashed on Jason's head. Jason's face drastically changed, instinctively rolled on spot, dodged this fatal attack, and I took this chance like arrow from bow, rushed to my mom. I cut the ropes, shielded her behind mom. Don't fear, I'm here. And over there. Jason climbed from the mess. He disheveled, but not too injured. He looked at me. Madness in eyes turned to fury. You court death. He raised gun to shoot me. But at this moment, an unexpected twist happened. Willow Yan, tied to pillar till now, trembling, suddenly broke free. She used all her strength. From behind hugged Jason tight. Alex, run quick. Don't mind me. She screamed madly at me. Jason hugged tight, couldn't turn. He furious smashed butt backward. You bitch slut. Let go, bang, gunshot. Whole world seemed silent. I saw Willow Yan's body shudder. She slowly lowered head, looked at the spreading blood hole in her abdomen, eyes full of disbelief. Then she raised head, looked at me. Corner mouth actually smiled relief. She moved lips, seemed want say something, but finally, just 2 words, run, said her body limply slide down. And Jason finally escaped her bind. He looked at Willow Yan fallen in blood pool, looked at me, face showed ferocious mad smile. Now no one can disturb us. He raised gun, aimed at me again, and I just quietly looked at him, because behind him, Scarface and over 10 black-clothed men, his subordinates, like ghosts, surrounded him tight. Over 10 black muzzles, from all directions aimed at him. Jason's smile froze on face. The madness and triumph on Jason's face shattered bit by bit, turned to extreme fear and disbelief. He stiffly turned head, looked at those black-clothed men like from hell crawled up, looked at dozen guns, aimed at his vital parts. His throat made gurgling sounds, but couldn't say a word. Despair like tide drowned him. I ignored him, but quickly went to Willow Yan, squatted down. Blood from her abdomen still gushing, dyed her white dress red, also dyed the cold ground red. Her face pale as paper, breath weak to extreme. Why I looked at her, voice hoarse. I couldn't figure why at last moment she chose to save me. This selfish, self-interested woman, full of lies, spun me like a top. Why use her life to exchange mine? Willow Yan's lips moved. She wanted to raise hand, seemed want touch my face. But even this strength gone. Tears streamed from her eyes. Sorry, her voice weak as mosquito buzz. Intermittent, the baby is yours. That night I took the pill. Lied to you, I was just too scared. Afraid you don't want me, my mind buzzed. Blank. The baby is mine. The night before she went abroad, our last crazy time, she clearly told me she took the pill. Turns out lied to me. These 3 years, she carried my child abroad with other man. No wrong if the baby mine. Time completely doesn't match. You're still lying. I grabbed her shoulders, almost roared. You went abroad 3 years. 3 years, how can this child be mine? My questioning seemed used up her last strength. She looked at me, light in eyes gradually fading. She smiled, that smile full of endless sorrow and self-mockery. I didn't go, I lied to you. I was always in the country. I afraid you despise me, no prospects. I wanted wait till I succeed then tell you. But I too stupid, can't do anything well. Jason he is. Leonard Yan hired to act all a trap to bind you by my side. These intermittent words like sharp knives tortured my heart, already encased hard by hatred, to shreds. Turns out so-called abroad study fake, so-called betrayal fake, so-called Jason fake, so-called kidnapping. From start a out of control play directed by Leonard Yan, she forced to cooperate. Finally, counter-used by Jason. Absurd play. She just a pitiful, loving to lowly, loving to stupid, used all wrong ways, just to keep me. And I personally pushed her to abyss. I destroyed her home, drove her father mad, even indirectly caused her death. I looked at her face gradually losing color, looked at the deep unyielding love and attachment for me, gradually extinguishing in her eyes. My heart, like squeezed by invisible hand, pain to can't breathe. No, I held her, howled like helpless child. Ambulance. Quick, call ambulance. Scarface's people immediately called emergency, and Jason took advantage. Everyone's attention on me. Suddenly resisted. He spun around, used gun control the nearest black-clothed man, as hostage. All don't move or I kill him. he yelled, stepping back to warehouse door. But no one paid him attention. Everyone's eyes focused on me and in my arms. That life about to fade, this complete ignore feeling, made Jason's self-esteem hugely insulted. His face showed mad revenge smile. Alex, you care about her so much. Then go accompany her below. He suddenly aimed gun at me. Bang, another gunshot. I instinctively closed eyes, but expected pain didn't come. I opened eyes, saw Jason, unbelieving, lowered head, looked at blood hole in his chest behind him. Lucas Zhang slowly lowered the gun in hand, still smoking blue. He unknown when arrived here. You dare touch my people. His voice cold without any emotion. Jason's body swayed, then crashed down. Eyes wide open, died with eyes open. Warehouse restored deadly silence. Only left in my arms. Willow Yan's breathing weaker and weaker. Ambulance siren from far to near. But I know all too late. Willow Yan's hand slipped from my arm. She looked at me. Used last bit strength, said the last sentence. Alex, next life don't meet again, said. Her eyes closed forever. I held her gradually cold body. Sat in blood pool motionless. Like a soulless sculpture. I won. I revenged all who hurt me. But why? My heart empty like bottomless pit. I seemed to win everything, yet seemed to lose the whole world.